Hi folks, it's Nick here, having a bit of a fun play of Super Hang-On if you've seen the rest of these on the Spectrum, published by Electronic Dreams in 1987. So we're going to jump straight in, there won't be any intro on this video, so basically it might be just me talking rubbish all the way through. So what's different for all the rest of your videos, Nick? Well, probably nothing. Here we go! Now I'm going to try and do this properly first of all. This is expert mode, so we've already done junior, senior, what's the other one? We've done the other one, beginner was it? And now we're having to go at expert as I come off the bike. So I'll try and do it properly first of all, but as we all know, that I'm not going to be able to do it properly, and then I'll put a poke on just so we can see what every track is like. Now on the other sort of like playthrough things, the tracks are only tending to be white, yellow and green. I'd imagine they're going to be about the same here. And the problem being of the game, although it is brilliant, is when you're accelerating through, you can get clipped by the computer opponents behind you. Do have a look at the cool homebrew we did a little while ago called Just a Gal. That's a little bit like this, a mixture of this and Full Throttle. We might do a revisited of Enduro Racer at some point. Right, so we're going across Europe here. This is the longest of the stages, and I've only got about 6 seconds left. So we're going through different countries. Now at the time of recording, coronavirus is all over the place, so hopefully you are okay. Excellent. If the coronavirus is over, is there anyone alive? Or is it just you? If it is just you, hello and hooray and good luck. Hope you got enough toilet roll. So I'm going to put the cheat in now. It's based on the arcade cabinet from Sega in 1987, but you knew that already. Reviewed the game already on the Spectrum and the Commodore Amiga, which could have been a lot better. And the Sega Mega Drive version was pretty good, as was the Game Boy Advance. But that was a long time ago. Right, so let's do the game sort of properly. You'll see my time in the middle now is not ticking up at all. Ease off round the bends if you can do, and as we all know, when the speed in the top right goes to 280 kilometers an hour, you can hit the fire button for extra super boost. Hooray! So this is just a bonus video. This isn't really a review as such, it's just talking rubbish. So feel free to chip in the comment section below with your own rubbish. You might have seen the other well, it's a walkthrough of kinds, I suppose, of the other stages, and thinking this is all very similar and get a bit of a deja vu. The graphics seems quite similar to before, so let's try and keep an eye on in the background to get a clue what country in Europe this actually is, because I don't know. How am I supposed to know? I just don't know. It's a country with snow in it, I presume, so maybe Norway, Sweden perhaps, do they have a lot of snow? Maybe Iceland, but there's lots of lampposts either side we go through. Now, from playing this before, I think 2 stages stay the same colour, then it changes every 2 stages, and I think there might be, I don't know, 16 or 18 stages here, so we've got quite a long way to go. Engine sounds as well to be expected. If you want to, which people have said in various videos, you can turn off the colour attributes of the bike and the scenery to try and make it run a little bit quicker. I didn't notice much difference, it was a little bit easier on the eye, but not quite as exciting. Yeah. Frame rate isn't quite as good, but you get your Spectrum eyes on, and it's alright. It works really well for the game. Draw rate is good, you can see quite a bit of distance in front of you. Now, the time of recording, all sports fixtures will seem to be off, unless they're back on again at the time I've uploaded it. So this might be the best bit of sport you get all day. Hooray! Yeah, hooray. Right, timer's up to 82. That isn't going to tick down until any time soon. So it's probably going to go, you know, yeah, there we go, yellow. Next stage. Boom. Stage 3. Hee. That rhymes. Right. If you can make out the country, let me know. So we've gone to snow to desert. So maybe some part of southern Spain, perhaps. Morocco, does that count as Europe? I'm not sure it does. Does it? I don't know. I get a bit confused when it gets to Turkey and those sort of countries. I don't know what's what. I don't remember them in the Eurovision Song Contest anyway. If you're a big fan of Eurovision Song Contest, you might know why. So the sky changed dramatically. What the good bit about this game is, this is on the 48K. There's no tape loading, so you don't get to a bit and it has to reload the whole thing. So it's remembering a lot of track. I'd imagine it's just variables. I guess it's been made with some sort of compiler. I haven't got a clue how you'd go about coding a game like this from scratch. You with coding expertise might know, but there weren't too many games like this. There's Full Throttle 1 and 2, which weren't quite as good in my opinion, but it's, at the end of the day it's all about opinions. And Cycles as well, Super Cycles. I think that's quite good on the Commodore 64. I've been told that Super Hang-On is not very good on the Commodore 64, which is a bit of a shame, because it's a classic game which deserves maybe a little bit more. Giving it just a little bit. I don't know why then when I said that stupid song, it reminded me of that show Chips, where there was two guys in America somewhere on motorbikes and they had gold race helmets on. I think the song went Chips. You remember Chips? Tell me I don't remember. I didn't make it up. It was at the same sort of time as Buck Rogers and all those shows, Battlestar Galactica, for a nostalgia fest. But Chips was good. I can't remember what happened in Chips. They pulled people over for minor traffic offences, I think, and did they get involved in drugs busts? Not quite sure. Tell people below. I mean, a lot of shows have been coming out on Blu-ray remastered on Amazon, which I'm tempted to buy all of them. I haven't bought any of them, but I haven't got the space for them. There's Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, Space 1999. Although I like the music of Space 1999 back in the day, but I can't remember the plot of a single show, so it probably was a bit rubbish. But Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, that'd be good to have on Blu-ray. Yes, there we go. Batman, the original series of Adam West, that's there as well. Have you bought any of these? Let me know in the comment section below. Was it good? And the reviews on Amazon, if you can trust those, seem to be rather good about those. I'm waiting at the moment for Rise of Skywalker to come out on Blu-ray. I mean, I don't think the film was necessarily that good, although it had good bits in it. But I can't have every other Star Wars film ever made and not have that one missing. So I'm in way too deep now. It's a bit like that with the Alien films. I can't have one missing. Although I seem to have broken distance with the Terminator films. I've got Terminator 1, 2 and 3. I don't feel the need to buy Salvation. And I don't feel the need to buy Genesis, and I don't feel the need to buy what was the last one? Dark Fate. So there we go. 1, 2 and 3 is good for me. I don't need those other ones. And we're back. We're back on Super Hang-On. That was a major deviance, wasn't it? Well, we got a lot of space to fill. It's a bit like I'm a DJ or radio DJ on a Sunday afternoon somewhere. I've just got to fill dead end. Let's just put on a record. Now it's the Thompson Twins with "Baby I've Lost My Show." Was that by them? Anyway, if you're a radio station and you are watching this and you've got lots of dead air, you could do a lot worse than to employ me on a salary, of course, so I can quit the rubbish, well, the stressful job I got at the moment, and I could do DJing, and that sort of stuff. We've got a caller on line 3. It's Betty from Sidcup. What do you think, Betty? And then she'd say stuff about the Thompson Twins song, "I've Lost My Shoe," and then we'd have other stuff, and emails would come in, we'd have contests. What a great radio station that would be. If you're not from a radio station but know someone that is from a radio station, forward the link to them so we can get Nick on the radio with his own show. I mean, ideally the Capital Breakfast Show, but you got to start off small with the normal slot. I'll probably end up with an Alan Partridge shot on Radio Norwich, and I would take that. Boomer. Oh man, look at these bikes hitting me from behind. As we go back into the snow with the red and white rumble strip. Rumbling. We're rumbling. Where's Betty from line 2? I think she's hung up. Ooh, Betty. Right, of course we go again. Right, we're on stage 8 when all this is going on. We're almost halfway through. Hooray! Now, I'm already thinking, the other stages we did on this, they're in 4 separate programs on the tape. Beginner, Junior, Senior, and now Expert. The other stages didn't have any fanfare when you cross the line, it just finished. So no like well done or game over sequence. I'm hoping, maybe false hope, that the Expert mode has actually got that on it. Because, if you completed Expert mode, which isn't the easiest thing to do without cheating, you're an absolute genius. Because you have to get right in. You can't learn the track. It's impossible. Amazing undulation on this game. It might be the quickest Spectrum game I know. The best undulation game I know as well. There are other quick ones. Miami Cobra's quite quick, I seem to think, and Chevy Chase, not to get confused with the actor. It's quicker than Enduro Racer from memory. We're into the green now. So maybe it's Central Europe. This might be France. Pick up a glass of wine, but don't drink or drive. So don't pick up a glass of wine. All the bikes are always going to be the same colour in black, blue clouds. Not sure what's going there, in a white sky. Maybe they should have reversed that. White clouds in a blue sky might have been better. But anyway, blue sky. Never saw the sun shining so bright. Never saw things going so right. Blue sky, nothing but blue sky over me. White sky.
I don't know what that song was from. I think it's from a musical, I think, but I remember it mostly, telling you where I'm coming from a Star Trek film. It might have been Generations, and Brent Spiner sang it as the droid Data. Hooray! See, that's another thing that's been getting back to Blu-ray. That's another thing that's been remastered, which I haven't got. The original three series of Star Trek. That's William Shatner's Captain Kirk and Leonard Nimoy as Spock. There. Always tempted to get those and never do. The Next Generation, I do own that, all 7 seasons. I did have them on DVD before, but the upgrade from a Blu-ray from DVD is actually sensational. I think the DVDs have just done a normal transfer where it's got a complete HD, retake of the original film, which is awesome. And I've always wanted, I don't know if you're a Trek fan, I've always wanted, I thought it was going to happen anyway, Star Trek Deep Space Nine to do it, and Voyager, because I probably would have bought those as well, being a big Trek fan. But apparently it wasn't cost effective to do. It was too expensive to remaster all the space scenes into widescreen compared to how many they would actually sell. So it would have been a labour of love, and they might have had a loss. And I think that just goes to show you, doesn't it, how much the show costs, because it would have sold in the thousands and thousands, and just didn't happen. Doesn't happen. I still hold out if it gets cheaper to do an HD remake, a Blu-ray remake of Deep Space Nine. I see the DVDs, but although I'd get them, every time I watch them, I'd be sad that they're not in Blu-ray, and I just get frustrated. So if you're watching and you're good at digital stuff and you're the owner of Star Trek, it's very selfish. This remake them in Blu-ray at a colossal loss, just for my own entertainment. Hooray! Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Deep Space Nine and Voyager, they're very different shows, but I like both of them. And it might be my age, because nostalgia always plays a big part when you're growing up. I've watched a couple of episodes of Discovery, Star Trek Discovery. It seems to have lost all what Star Trek was supposed to be, the Gene Roddenberry idea. And I don't feel any affinity to any of the characters. Well, that was the other Star Trek. The previous ones were so good at doing their character development, and you really wanted to root for your favourite character. Discovery, no, they've just gone into distance. I've only watched one episode of it as well. I prefer the Orville. Have you seen that show? It's heavily influenced by Star Trek, and one would say it's completely copied it. Stage 12, I'm still doing okay, aren't I? I'm still on my bike. I think I'm getting slowly better at this game. Ease off round the corners, sometimes brake if you can do. Oh, yeah, see, look at that. That's a bit of skill. So we go past cacti. Now, cacti, where are cacti in Europe? There aren't any cactus in Europe, is there? Let me know. I can't think of a single country that's got a cactus. Maybe Sweden. No, they ain't got a cactus. Spain? They got a cactus in maybe some desert somewhere I've never heard of. So his bike's clipped me from behind again. We're about 3/4 of the way through, I think, as the road goes slightly darker yellow. That's used to the bright 1 and bright 0 function if you're into programming. Yeah, see, the horizon's quite barren, isn't it? I haven't been able to identify any country at all. It just seems like random mountains all over the place. Possibly Portugal then. What do you think? What do you think for Portugal? Shout out for Portugal. If you're from Portugal and you're watching, comment below. Is this Portugal? Hooray! We might go past your house in a moment, but we haven't gone past any buildings whatsoever in the whole of this, so I don't suppose there'll be any others. Is that my phone ringing? Is it an offer of radio work, which I said earlier on? Yes, I'd love to do radio work. It'd be great. Yeah, maybe instead of records, I'd put just like computer game music on. Yeah, and here we have a nice one. It's by Psygnosis. It's Shadow of the Beast 2. Yeah, or the music from the Trapdoor and the Spectrum, and then we'd have some guests in, and we'd chat retro and all that sort of stuff. How much is it to set up your own radio station? I have to do it myself. Who would tune in? Don't know. Right, here we go. Keep going, sir. Spectrum's, there's quite a few unusual games on the Spectrum. If you're watching these as they go up, you would have seen Benny Hill's Madcap Chase that went up quite recently. Used large sprites in that one. Don Priestley, I think, wrote that. The first time I came across his work was in Trapdoor, which we reviewed. Have a look at that if you haven't already. Controlling Burke from the kids' show, so had an affinity there. Used it in the first Popeye game, which was very, very slow. Spectrum Next could probably make it go a bit quicker, but for its intention computer, it was very slow and clunky. And they've rescued it a bit. Benny Hills, that was well, a stellar game to be sure, but it was quite funny and I enjoyed it. Excellent stuff. those other Popeye games weren't very good, but they used a completely different engine. Popeye Wrestling, which we've done recently, that was actually atrocious. But I do like a good racing game. We've pretty much done all of them, really. Covered a good couple of homebrews, fairly recent, I suppose. Just a Gal, which I've mentioned before, and Drift, which were both in 2019, those homebrews there. But would like seeing some other races. Whenever I started reviewing, I reviewed most of the racing games straight away, because that's my favourite genre. Mega Drive, I think I've covered a lot in the first 50. So, you know, it's a bit thin on the ground here, but this is a recapture of Super Hang-On. We revisited it, and then just for fun, just for giggles, we've gone all the way through with a sneaky poke on of every single stage. And it's all very similar, isn't it? It's all very similar indeed, so I hope I've kept you entertained with all my sort of like babbling, and you've helped me in the comment section. So, great stuff. Great stuff. Extended play. I haven't put any money into this, so that is quite good. So we've covered a lot of topics, haven't we? None of them I'm going to remember after this video is uploaded. Well, I remember some of them. I do watch it back before it gets uploaded, so, you know, just to make sure there's no kinks in it or no problems with the sound that I need to fix or move about or stuff. It's all in the edit. The horizon's the same, isn't it? But this time it's cyan. I think it's just changing colours and staying roughly the same each time. Keep an eye on it when we go for the next checkpoint. See if that changes at all. Oof, bam. Yeah, so you get a lot of mileage for your buck in this game. I don't think any kid normally would have completed the whole thing. If you are one of those kids, let me know, because you must have been some crazy genius and it didn't go out very much. I do like the smoke kicking up from behind the car, and the wheel looks like it's turning. If you have a look at the back wheel, that's going round. I prefer the colours on the biker. Most bikers, if not all bikers in this genre, and let's put races in as well, the vehicle is all like the same colour. Let's get round here as our car clicks on. Super boost. Oh, we're going to hit the back of that car, right. So, are we in Spain now? More cacti. Maybe we're in Mexico. We've gone over to Mexico. I don't think that is in Europe, though, as far as I'm aware. The course is definitely Europe. It says it in the top left. Underneath is our progression through the stage. But I'm sure you've clocked that by now already. No other vehicles on the road, apart from motorbikes. Nothing comes in the opposite direction. No cars. So I don't know. If you realise you've gone the wrong way now, I don't know how you do a U-turn. There's no other road to get back. Speed it. The horizon again is yellow, but exactly the same. Exactly the same design as all the other horizons. It's a horizon that never ever turns up, no matter how quickly you race towards it. Yeah, well there you go. What can you do about that then? Nothing. Zippity doodah, zippity split. Right, I think we're on the last stage now, so we're almost going to see what happens at the end of the expert mode across Europe in Super Hang-On by Electric Dreams in 1987. Are we going to get a fanfare? I'm suspecting heavily it's just going to finish with some place to put the highest score in, if indeed you do get a high score. But even so, if you completed this, it would have been epic. I don't think you needed a fanfare. No one's going to say, when you said, oh, I just completed Super Hang-On every stage. Oh, right, what did it do at the end? Well, it just finished. They're not above that. They're just going to be blown away that you've actually finished the thing, if indeed they believe you. Believe me, please believe me. Right, come on. There's no slipstream in this. We just need to guide our bike to the end, and then we're out of here. And this bonus video that somehow you clicked on, and even more somehowish, you're still watching me jibber jabber on. Now, if you still listen to me jibber jabber on, and I get that job as a radio person, you need to tune in, because I need people like you who can tolerate this to get the viewing figures out. Boom, we finished. Where's the fanfare? There's no fanfare. See, look at that. No fanfare. Not even some dancing girls or dancing guys. Let's keep it equal opportunities. But there's no one dancing at the background to say well done. No pom-poms, no fireworks, nothing. But let's not distract that from the game. The game is absolutely excellent. So I hope you like seeing all those stages of Super Hang-On over the weeks on the Spectrum, Electric Dreams 87, based in the arcade from 87. So thanks for watching as always. If you've got any comments about this game, this stage, anything, biking, racing, Spectrum or whatever, or any of that other stuff I said that I temporarily can't remember, then comment below. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.